Hey guys, what's up? This is Derek, and this is going to be a weekly flip of my Maxima themed portfolio. This head sketch is by Anna Joe, and it was done on a live stream, but there wasn't too much video of it towards the end because it was kind of towards the finish of the live stream, so I didn't see the final product until it was posted and sent out to me. This is a Brett Booth penciled piece of Maxima and the Justice League. This is the Justice League from around the Death of Superman era. The two pieces were done independent of one another, but requested to be joined. Originally, Maxima was going to be the main focus of the piece on the right, and I asked for Superman, Guy Gardner, and Bloodwind as the backup characters in the piece. And then a few months later, I commissioned the left half of the piece with Blue Beetle as the main focus, along with Booster Gold, Fire, and Ice. And if you look, there's a little bug up there in the background as well. This was also inked by Adelso Corona. There's also a color version of this on my CAF by Andrew Dahlhaus. We've got a Liam Sharp Maxima that was done fairly recently. It was one of the first conventions I went to, I guess, in a long time. And that was picked up locally. I think it was supposed to be a sort of replacement for the Big Wow Con, and it was up in San Jose. The piece on the right is Valor Largand and Maxima by M.D. Bright. M.C. Wyman Maxima that was purchased off eBay. Paul Pelletier Maxima with Scott Hanna inks. That's kind of before I realized you could do blue line inks and preserve the pencils, so I just kind of brought the pencils to Scott Hanna in Boston, and the penciled piece was done by Paul Pelletier at the Denver Comic Con or Pop Culture Con. The Mark Teixeira Maxima that was done at Boston. It was right up until the very tail end of the show because Mark was putting all the finishing touches on it, and he kind of didn't want to let go of the art. But eventually it was, I don't know, 10 minutes past 5 on a Sunday, so he had to give it up. Bart Sears, Superman and Supreme fighting over Maxima. Maybe I can just turn it to the side here. There's also a color version of this in my CAF Gallery as well, digitally colored. Dan Parent Maxima, done Archie style. That was at a Boston Fan Expo. The Dan Brereton Maxima was one of the last pieces I got at the Stockton Con right before the pandemic started. Tom Grummett Maxima and Superman, or as I like to call him, Gladiator Superman. That's one of my favorites. And on the right is David Lapham with a Maxima. Those were all, I guess, work at home, stay at home type commissions that were mailed to me and weren't picked up at any particular shows. Continuing in that theme, Jeff Johnson with a Gladiator, Superman, and Maxima, and Sial Koch with kind of the same theme. I kind of had these going around the same time, with Superman and Maxima and Mongol's head on a pike. George Perez, Maxima, and Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, praise be his name, Maxima. And again, this was pre me realizing I could have preserved the pencils and done some blue linings, but the pencils were given to Scott Hanna, and so I had the Jose Luis Garcia Lopez done at Heroes Con, and then at the Boston Fan Expo, or maybe, yeah, Boston Fan Expo was where Scott Hanna inked the pencils. Ramona Fraden, there's a pretty long story to this, but ultimately I did finally see this piece and was able to acquire it. It was sort of something I came up with, but I thought wasn't going to happen, and then later I saw it was up for grabs. And then there's a Jim Calafiore Maxima, and that was done at the Baltimore Comic Con. Larry Welts, that's another sort of stay-at-home type commission. Joe Linsner Maxima, that was done at Heroes Con 2019. Kenneth Rocafort Maxima, this was done in 2019. It was a local pickup. And Todd Knock Maxima, that was a stay-at-home commission that was mailed. Aaron Lopresti Maxima, this was done on a live stream, so you can actually see his process and how that was created. It was kind of cool that something I commissioned was done on a live stream. And then on the right is a Bart Sears Maxima. The left is an Ayasario Vanessa Sorio Tolentino Maxima. I like her art a lot, and I wanted to see what she would do with Maxima, and I was pretty happy. And a Michel Fiffe Maxima. This was a Patreon reward for supporting the Patreon. Graham Nolan Maxima, and Andy Smith Maxima, also crowdfunding rewards.